All right, folks, God bless you guys, and welcome to This Is It, 4, 3, 2, 1, Before the Fire. Let's go. Okay, guys, listen, quick, first clear some things up, okay? Sometimes when I come to do videos, I have several laptops. Those laptops come under fire sometimes by stuff that normal people don't have happen to their computers. Let me see if I can pull up a quick video to show you what I'm talking about. I'm doing this video right now. This is a short little test video. I'm going to lead into a plethora of mind-destroying information. I'm just going to try and dump maybe 2-3 hours all at once on you. This is me checking my equipment, also to reach out and let you guys know, guys, let me show you what happens to my equipment sometimes so you understand. It's not just as easy as coming and sitting down and pressing a button and saying, let's just do a video. Oh, no, 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 no. So I paused this for just a moment to go dig up some stuff just to show you guys what happens to my computers. But after an unsuccessful attempt to simply drag up an image and a short video, I was like, wow, now that's really even crazier. I have big red triangles that come up and say your connection is not secure. Hackers are attempting to steal information. And I've had that happen on different computers, even running a very good antivirus. And anyway, and besides that, I run into situations where I come to do videos and then all the resources that I use to do my videos, all of a sudden those sites are down. It said this site is not available. So when I come to do the video and I sit down, I go, okay, let's do it. And then all of a sudden I can't access, and I don't want to speak publicly out loud all the stuff that goes south, but it is crazy. And what I do is I'll call somebody close to me and I'll say, hey, pull up this site right now. And they pull it up, no problem. They can pull it up. Hey, pull up this site right now, no problem. But when I'm trying to do it, it won't work. And then I'll go to another couple different sites and things I use. I'll go to those, and several of them won't be available. But then if I ask somebody else, hey, go to this one right now, they go to it and it's no problem. They can even just access it instantly. I'm sitting there looking at a page that says not found or not accessible. So why do you think that is? Why do you think that I would run into those kind of weird problems all the time? All the time. So anyway, without giving everything away to anyone that might be a deterrent that watches my videos, there are other things I have to do just to get a video out. I have to do other things that incorporate other pathways and other ways of doing things just to get a video out to you guys sometimes. Yep. And then, oh, here's the other thing. Everybody pay attention right now. Here's another thing that happens. In the program that I work on, that I do my recording on, I get a timeline and it has an audio timeline. When I record a segment of a video, like whether or not I'm playing a little thing from Fox News or a commercial where I'm showing you what's going on in this video, have y'all noticed that like 10 seconds drops out of the audio? Well, here's the thing. On my audio timeline, it's perfect. The levels are high and it's a perfect audio timeline on my software. But when I transfer it to YouTube, it takes the first like 8 to 10 seconds and you almost can't hear it. So now pay attention now. So what I'm going to do something to get around that. And I need you guys to, instead of writing comments, oh, you know, you're doing this. Trust me, I get it. Instead of writing a comment that tells me how I'm not doing it right, just put yourself in my shoes. Okay. So when I play a little video segment, you may see the first 10 seconds 2 or 3 times. That way you make sure you get to hear the audio. So if you see a video section play but there's no audio, it may go back to the beginning and play 2 or 3 times for 10 seconds just to make sure you get it. I don't need it. I already got it. So I'll be doing that for y'all. Okay, so now here's another thing I'd like to talk about real quick. Okay, a lot of people are nitpickers. Okay, I understand sometimes it's important to make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's, and I'm all for that. And like I said in the last video, it's like, yeah, I got really ahead of myself the other day when I was like, oh, all the wives. And I said it was Solomon that had all the wives. But then afterwards, I just abbreviate Solomon to like SOL, Saul, King Saul, SOL. But then people think I'm talking about Saul after David. I mean, I'm sorry. Solomon's after David. Saul is before. Okay, King Solomon was David's child. And then before David was Saul, whose son was Jonathan, who was killed with him in battle. Jonathan that said David and that him and David, their souls were knit together. And so Jonathan wanted David to have the throne instead of him being a successor to the throne. Okay, Saul. Okay, sometimes if I'm talking about King Solomon, and I've already shown you a page on King Solomon, and King Solomon, he's the one that had the 700 wives. Okay, if I'm showing you that page, and then afterwards I said, and then Saul, SOL in my mind, and then Saul did this or Saul did that, please don't start deferring to, oh, it's not Saul, it's Solomon. It's like, oh, okay, I get it. It's like, okay, we just looked at King Solomon. Okay, so now just for the record, just for everybody's brain, because I know a lot of people may not have their biblical timelines or knowledge, and I get it, but for those of y'all that do, and if King Solomon's on a page right in front of you, and it says King Solomon had 700 wives, 300 concubines, and that's what I'm talking about, and then after that I go, and so King Saul after that, and you go, oh, why are you talking about King Saul? Stop! Okay, ready? Saul. Ready? Let's talk about Saul. Okay, Saul. Okay, so was according to the Hebrew Bible the first monarch of the United Kingdom of Israel. His reign traditionally placed in the late 11th century BCE supposedly marked the transition of Israel and Judah from scattered tribal society ruled by various judges to organized statehood. Historically, the historicity of Saul and the United Kingdom of Israel is not universally accepted. Okay, anyway, without getting into that, let's just get into the biblical account right here. According to the Hebrew text of the Bible, Saul reigned for 2 years. Sometime, biblical commenters don't agree on that, but let's go. Let's see. According to the Hebrew Bible, Saul was the son of Kish of the family of I'll leave that one to you. Matrites. And a member of the tribe of Benjamin, one of the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, here we go. Saul married Ahinoam, daughter of Ahimaaz, with whom he sired at least 5 sons. Jonathan, that was the Jonathan who was the friend of David. Abinadab, Malchishua, and all these guys. And the daughters. Okay. Saul died in battle of Mount Gilboa and was buried in Zelah in the region of Benjamin. Okay, so 3 of his sons, Jonathan, Abinadab, and Malchishua, died with him. Okay, there. Okay, that's Saul. Ready? Saul. King Saul. Okay, now. I think just a quick thing to Saul among the prophets. Having been anointed by Samuel, Saul is told of signs indicating that he has been divinely appointed. The last 3 of these, Saul will be met by an ecstatic group of prophets leaving a high place and playing the lyre, tambourine, and flutes. Saul encounters the ecstatic prophets and joins them. Later, Saul sends men to pursue David. But when they meet a group of ecstatic prophets playing music, they are overcome by the Spirit of God and join in giving the prophetic words. Saul sends more men, but they too join the prophets. Eventually, Saul himself goes and joins the prophets. It says rejection. During Saul's campaign against the Philistines, Samuel, by the way, the prophet, which means heard of God, heard of El, said that he would arrive in 7 days to perform the requisite rites. When a week passed with no word of Samuel, and with the Israelites growing restless, Saul prepares for battle by offering sacrifices. Samuel arrives just as Saul is finishing the sacrificing and reprimands Saul for not obeying his instructions. Several years after Saul's victory against the Philistines, Samuel instructs Saul to make a war on the Amalekites and to utterly destroy them, including all their livestock, in fulfillment of a mandate set out. When the Lord your God has given you rest from all your enemies on every hand in the land that the Lord your God is giving you as an inheritance to possess, you shall blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Do not forget. He forewarned the Kenites who were living among the Amalekites to leave. Okay, so I'm just gonna give you the condensed version. So hang on one sec. Okay, so here you go. So Saul, when he goes in, let's see, here you go. So he didn't kill all the livestock he was told. He was told what to do. He didn't do it. He was disobedient. And then it says that the Lord sent an evil spirit to deal with him. Here it is. In 1 Samuel 16, Saul is troubled by an evil spirit sent by God. He requests soothing music, and his servant recommends David, the son of Jesse, who is renowned for his skill as a harpist and other talents. Okay, that would later be the David that killed Goliath. Okay, so that's King Saul, S-A-U-L. Now, David ends up taking the throne. Everybody knows about King David. Okay, 8 wives. Okay, now, after David comes the biblical King Solomon. Was known for his wisdom and his wealth and his writings. He became ruler approximately 967 BCE, and his kingdom extended from the Euphrates River in the north to Egypt, and from the Euphrates River in the north to Egypt in the south. His crowning achievement was the building of the Holy Temple in Jerusalem. Almost all knowledge of him is derived from the biblical books of Kings and 2 Chronicles. Solomon was the son of King David and Bathsheba. Solomon was not the oldest of the sons of David, but David promised Bathsheba that Solomon would be the next king. When David's elder son Adonijah declared himself king, David ordered his servants to bring Solomon to the Gihon spring, where the priest anointed him. While David was still alive, Solomon inherited a considerable empire from his father. Okay, so now here's your big historical thing to remember. Solomon accumulated enormous wealth. He controlled the entire region west of the Euphrates, and he had peace on his borders. Kings 1 states that he owned 12,000 horses with horsemen, 1,400 chariots. The remains of the stalls for 450 horses were found in Megiddo. Solomon strengthened his kingdom through marital alliances. So he married a bunch of girls to strengthen his kingdom. Kings records that he had 700 wives and 300 concubines. Okay, so there you go. Now, here's the thing. If we're talking about King Solomon, and I'm saying, okay, and Solomon did this, and Saul did this, and Saul did this, and Saul did this, it's obvious I'm not talking about Saul, okay, just for the record, in the future. It's crazy. I'm getting a lot of like, It's like, okay, guys. All right, now, takeaway from this video. Quit poking Johnny, if you could. Some of y'all, stop. Okay, next thing to take away is you're going to see video clips that may have no audio for 10 seconds. I can't do anything about it. I've taken the videos that I make, we take them, we put them on a jump drive, we go and we put them in a studio, you know, like a production studio for videos. We amplify those sections to make sure they're going to be good to you, and then we put them back on YouTube, and guess what? Same thing. but I found a way around it. Okay, so I'm going to implement the way that I know to get around that happening, and that's from you guys having to watch the intro for at least 5 to 10 seconds to let it catch up to where whatever is happening thinks that it's already done, and then it continues. That's the best I know to do. So please don't. By the way, what I'm doing is I'm poking myself with a sharp stick like, stop. Okay? All right. Okay, I love you guys. I'm going to put this video up right now, and I'm turning it off if it all works. If it all works and this video's up, I'm just going to keep going. Okay. I love you guys. I'm going to drop so much crazy, freaky stuff. Guys, we're at the door. Let's go. The king's at the door, you guys. Can't you tell? I mean, can't you tell the whole world's about to go? Don't you know? Like, people are coming out left and right saying, I've always known Obama, this was his third term. Ted Cruz came out. It's on NBC that for the last 3 months, Barack Obama has been advising Joe Biden. What about the videos I did for you guys where Joe Biden said for the last several years, once a week, he meets with his Islamic instructor? Let's see. Does that remind you of Jen Psaki say, well, the president and Joe Biden have lunch once a week together? Oh, do you remember the video I did where Joe Biden says he meets with his Islamic instructor once a week? Do you remember Jen Psaki where Maria Bartiromo said, well, everybody knows that, Barack and him talk all the time, and that people say that it's Barack that's running the White House and running the whole thing. I mean, it's all over the news from a year ago. But now it's coming out of people's mouths left and right. And we're going to look at that because remember Lahaina? What was Lahaina? Remember I showed you all the symbology? What was it? The rising sun, the rising sun. And then this fire devastation, the rising sun, fire devastation. The coming of the Mahdi, the Islamic guy that's going to run the show, the world takeover from Islam, the Mahdi, from the Hadith, says the sun rising from the place of its setting will be the sign. Okay, well, think about what happened with Lahaina. Wasn't their flag the rising sun? Remember all the stuff I showed you on it? Rising sun, rising sun. What's Obama's logo? The rising sun? What's Joe Biden's logo for presidency? 3 stripes of the American flag with the letter O above it, the sun fully risen. What do you think's going on? The sun's risen. The sun meaning their guy. They put the black flag up, or Khorasan, and when that black flag goes up, it means for Islam all over the world to join the fight towards the takeover and destruction of Israel. Okay, guys. I don't know how much more simple I could put it, but if you haven't watched all those videos, just go back in the channel and look them up. Go back to the Lahaina stuff where I showed you all the stuff, how it all symbolizes Barack. It's crazy. This is it. This is it. It's here. All right. Now, I love you guys. I'm going to switch gears. I'm not going to hope. I'm going to pray. Father, please let all this just work. Please help us. Help me get this out. All right, guys, I'm going to grab my lion here, and that represents you. I'm going to give the lion a little hug because I'm in a hurry. Let's get this video up real quick, and then keep an eye on the channel. I'm going to diligently try and get this out. If this is working, we're in shape, unless I get some that comes in right after it, which I've had happen. Okay, guys, here we go.